Now tuning in to Earbud Media. Audio for everyone.
I must say, in full transparency, coming into a weird space after just seeing a tweet from the man himself, Dan Howell, talking about Bussy.
Yeah, so that... I could have gone a long time without ever seeing, possibly my whole life without ever seeing that video. But you took it in your own hands and said, you know what I'm going to do?
It's on brand! What do you want from me?
It doesn't mean I don't hate it.
It's a weird intersection of a lot of interests.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Are they all ours? No.
No.
But unfortunately, when Dan says Bussy and then proceeds to play Claire de Lune, I'm sorry, someone needs to get him a Oops All to Bussy
Right,
sticker.
sorry. Actually, we're going to sue you. Dan Howell. You better lawyer up, asshole. We're coming for you.
I'm going to fucking wear blazer and flip-flops and come for all your fucking money.
Yeah.
All right?
Bitch.
Man.
I love that a minute into this podcast, we just start internet beef with someone who has no idea we exist.
Listen, we've been on the internet the same amount of time that Dan is, so...
Right, it's true. We are both all 1,000 years old, so really we are on the same level here.
We are just... Listen, we are collectively old internet gay people.
Right. We deserve a veteran's discount.
Exactly. I just want to, one, make sure that Dan Howell has an Oops All to Bussy sticker, first and foremost. Second, I want to ask him what his opinions are about the Old Navy flip-flop craze of 2007. Because I feel like he might have some thoughts.
Sure. Don't we all, you know?
And you know what? It did have us... It had me in a fucking chokehold, I'll say that first and foremost. And two, I do want to sit down in maybe, about 18 months with my senior discount at IHOP and have some pancakes. Talk about the good old days.
Right. Sport.
Anyways, welcome to The Twilight.
Hey.
If you're here, you do qualify for emotional and financial compensation.
Yeah, not from us, though. So don't ask.
Nope. Not from us.
We cannot provide that.
Probably from quite a few different authors, though. I can
Certainly.
Probably guarantee that.
Yeah, it's a whole roster, I feel.
Yeah, if you have been listening to us for more than maybe 3 months, you absolutely are entitled to emotional and financial compensation from any of the authors that we have read over the past 5 years.
Yeah.
Not us, though. We don't have money.
Don't bring us into it. You know what I mean?
No. Don't add us into any tweets. Just, You know what? We're
here for the one-sided feuds. Always.
Yes, absolutely. We are messy bitches.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
We are messy. Hi, welcome to The Twilight. We're messy. Hey. We're glad you're here. Hi, how are you?
Hi. Oh my gosh, hi. You never say, hi. Hey.
I'm always just like, Cody, what the fuck is up,
what
Kyle?
Is up, Kyle? It is... you know what? I'm all right. I'm vibing. I'm here. I'm going to bring some in the space that might be a little off-brand.
Oh, shocker. Us? Off-brand?
Off-brand for me. I don't think you would necessarily assume this would be something I would bring to the space. You know what I mean? One of those.
Is it a kazoo?
No, I feel like that would be very on brand if I brought a wacky instrument. I want to talk about JoJo Siwa.
I say this is very on brand.
And specifically Dancing with the Stars.
Okay,
because
let's go.
I don't know if you've ever dabbled in Dancing with the Stars.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. I only recently started watching it the last season before this current one because I was like, oh, Mr. Catfish is here. I have to watch him dance. I must watch him.
Was that when Tyra was still there?
Yes, and Tyra is still here, so don't get it twisted.
I only watched it at the beginning when it was still the OG judges. But go on.
Gotcha. Okay, so we got Tyra in the mix,
Yes.
who already a wild choice for a host.
I agree. Hasn't she done enough to the reality show community?
I would think so. But she does wear at least like 3 to 6 outfits every show. So.
Oh my God.
And also, JoJo Siwa, gay rights.
100%.
First time ever doing like a quote unquote same-sex partner dance thing. Well, yeah, JoJo did great. JoJo.
How's my daughter doing?
She's killing it. Made my heart aflutter. I do want to just list a couple other cast members though, because this is unhinged. It always is, I feel like, but this feels a special kind of unhinged. First and foremost, Olivia Jade.
Sorry.
On that rebound tour, Olivia Jade.
Is she not at fucking that school that she connived her way into?
No, I think she like
anymore?
immediately dropped out because of all that.
Because like college is hard. And college is, hey, if you're in college right now, college is fucking hard. And I don't, I believe
this
you.
This is not a diss.
But also fuck off, Olivia Jade.
Also on a rebrand tour, our favorite, Matt James.
Sorry. He is?
He is.
Really?
He is.
Instead of going to BIP, he went on Dancing with the Stars?
I've been saying from the jump, this dude, ever since he went back and like never, I guess never really broke up with Miss Racism.
Yeah, Miss Racism
Miss
herself,
Plantation
that's for
wedding,
sure.
whatever, like, you know, like all that confrontation was for nothing because they're going to keep keeping on, you know? He's been just on his grifter shit from the jump, and this is nothing new, you know? But seeing him there was truly wild. Also, we got Jan from The Office, so there's that.
Sorry. Okay.
So that's Dancing with the Stars right now. There's other people, but those are the treats.
Wow. I love that.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my fixation of the week. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing all right. I am gonna completely toss out my happy thing.
Okay.
I will save it for a different week because you have like brain cracked me and you unlocked something.
I love that.
And I have a thank you so, as usual, unlocking so many different things in my mind. My happy thing is not a new fixation for me, but rather my favorite reality show of all time.
Oh shit. Heavy hitter.
Yes. For some reason, while watching The Circle last night, I thought about this. And then I spent about 45 minutes on YouTube watching supercuts of it. What I'm bringing to the space, of course, obviously, is The Price is Right.
Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Absolutely. I'm honestly surprised we haven't talked about this before.
I know.
It's the best show ever made.
100%. Bob Barker, the amount of people that were just hot for him during his like tenure. Yeah. And now the amount of people weirdly, that like simp for Drew Carey on there, which side note, Drew Carey and I share the same birthday, which is super fucked up.
I'm kind of obsessed with that.
Like when I look up my birthday online and it's like famous celebrities that also have your birthday, it's like only Drew Carey, which I hate, but anyways, it's annoying. So The Price is Right for me when I was younger was like the best TV show. Yeah. I had a god grandmother, I guess, who this was like her shit. She would just like stay in her fucking leaned back lazy boy chair, watch this every morning. And I remember her having those like strawberry candies, you know, the hard ones.
Oh, hell yeah. Yes.
And it was just like, absolutely. Is it 10 a.m.? I'm going to have one of these and watch The Price is Right. Like, and then of course it was the perfect sick TV show. Yes. When you're in school. For some reason, last night, I ended up watching a supercut because I was thinking about it and I was like, I would never want to go on this show. I don't want to be in the audience. I don't want to deal with the people who have to be like on the whole time. But if I ever got the opportunity to go on the set of a reality show, but The Price is Right is absolutely the one I would want to go on. Yeah. Because I want to spin the big wheel.
First and foremost, that big wheel is fun.
I want to spin it. And then like Plinko is what I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
That is, for me, one of the best TV shows.
Hell yeah. We stan. Price is Right.
I love the people who get very excited about guessing the prices of just the wackiest shit ever.
Yeah. I love the very decorative t-shirts, the custom t-shirts that people make.
Oh my God.
It's just such a high art.
Absolutely. Folks, if you ever get bored, just find supercuts on YouTube, because goddamn if they aren't a joy. There's one I tried to find yesterday, and it was like just the best moments of The Price is Right. But what it actually was just people getting called up onto stage, and it was just like woman after woman just like fiercely hugging Bob Barker. And it was a lot.
I love it.
But you know what? I wouldn't have been any different.
Yeah, so. Who among us would do anything differently, you know?
Exactly. We have some current events.
Y'all, we finally made it. We're in the home stretch.
Here's the thing. We finally got a heads up from Neon.
Yeah.
Of when content was going to be dropped. So we were able to plan ahead.
We are prepared now. We're not going to get swindled again. All right?
They are working with us instead of against us now,
and
which
is nice. I appreciate that. So thank you.
I feel like we would be remiss to talk about anything other than the Spencer trailer first.
Where were you when this trailer came to be?
I started my workday a little bit late today. Mm-hmm. So I had literally just gotten out of the shower when I saw that you had retweeted this for us. I felt cleansed in so many different ways.
Yes. Spiritually, emotionally, physically.
Because I think, honestly, I felt like the teaser was so sad. Mm-hmm. And the poster, obviously, so sad.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, the trailer, sad. Like, yeah,
it's gonna be a sad about flick, this for sure.
I don't have any illusions that this will be hopeful in any, because, like, listen, this history is done.
Yeah,
we know how this goes,
right?
What I will say is that because of the fact that it's Kristen, and I have read that she not only did research on Diana, obviously, but used a lot of some of her experience with fame in this. Ooh. I got a lot more power in this trailer, which is what I had been hoping for the whole time.
Yeah, there are some really beautiful, like, moments. Like, when she's, like, spinning around in, like, the multiple dresses and stuff down the hallway.
Yeah.
But it's like, but also they let her be funny a little bit, which I appreciate. When she was like, you think they're going to kill me? You think they can do that?
Because that's the thing that I love. So, and I think that, you know, obviously so many people came to resonate and love Diana with such a passion. Mm-hmm. And I think that to a degree, obviously not apples to apples, but to a degree, Kristen had, I don't know that it's the same level now, but had like a decade ago, was because folks could see themselves in her.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that one of the things that I picked up on a lot in this trailer is that she plays Diana in the way that Diana comes across, which is very multidimensional.
Yeah, certainly.
Of being this person who is, quote, like, normal and just an everyday person. But as you can see throughout Spencer, which is, like, what this is going to be, like, that facade has already started to crumble when this movie starts. Yeah. And that's the part that I'm, like, very interested in them exploring. Mm-hmm. This trailer is, mwah,
and she
it's
looks
so beautiful.
So good. And her accent is quite good.
It's much better than Snow White and the Huntsman, that's for damn sure.
Listen, the bar is low, but it is better than that. I don't like all of her facial expressions, too. It's just so much behind those eyes, you know? And, like, the way she moves her mouth, too. Like, there's, like, the quivering and stuff. It's just like, hit me in the heart, you know?
One of the things that also kind of threw me for a loop is the last time that I've seen Kristen acting with children, specifically in like a motherly role, I think was Breaking Dawn Part 2.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And it was very much in a like, yes, you are child.
Yes.
But also back away from me a little bit.
Yeah.
And this is like, I would almost say the exact opposite of the spectrum. She is coming off very, like, obvious. Like, Diana was so young, and she still looks incredibly young. But there are moments where we see William and Henry in this, and she is very, like, her maternal instincts have turned the fuck on.
Yeah.
And it made me so, like, I love you. She is doing an amazing job. Just in this trailer alone, and is making me very excited to see this.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to be crying so much. And I feel like I do that in every single one of her movies, which is fine. There's a lot of reasons to do that.
Right.
It seemed like the general public saw the poster and was like, yes, Oscar buzz. And then they saw the teaser and they were like, yep, got it.
Done.
And I feel like, yep, perfect. And from the general folks I have seen outside of, like, film Twitter, after seeing this trailer has been like, yeah, we're gonna see some nominations and hopefully a win for this as well.
Get that W. I believe in you.
Yeah. One of my favorite parts in this was being able to see when Diana explodes. So, like, when the pearls get ripped off, and then there's that moment where Kristen also, like, slams the back of the chair.
I was gonna say that, too. It was like, she, like, goes, like, the country, and it's like, oh, man.
Because one of the things that stood out to me the most in The Crown as well was that they really emphasized so much of the conflict between the two of them in their marriage. And I'm very curious to see what that will look like in this as well.
Yeah.
So many people fucking got on her for playing Bella Swan as this, like, flat character.
Right.
And I fully disagree. I think that one of the things that is best about her as not just a person, but as an actor, too, is that she can't hide anything on her face.
Yeah.
She's, like, has a very expressive face. And I think that comes across a lot in this trailer, too, is that you can see how much she is, like, trying to hold back and thinking about here as well. I'm so excited. Do you want to talk about the other piece of news that you shared today that we got surprised about?
Absolutely. Speaking of K-Stew, we got a secret directorial debut announcement from Miss K-Stew.
Fucking Kristen.
Kristen out here doing...
She's always
stop.
working.
She is on the grind. She is rising and grinding.
Can't stop, won't stop. Always working.
But apparently she is casting for an adaptation of a novel called The Chronology of Water.
You know?
It's an autobiography from this swimmer escaping from an abusive home and landing a swimming scholarship.
Great.
And having themes of gay shit, it looks like. And dick shit.
Sounds fruity.
Cool. Sounds fruity. I'm interested. We don't know much more than this about it, but I am curious to see that casting announcement whenever that happens. And
especially because of two things.
Yes.
One is that this is going to be shot in my home state of Oregon.
That is very important.
So, hello. Hi. What's up? Second of all, Kristen, one of the things I know about you, more than most things, is that you hate water. You talk about it at almost every opportunity that you can.
Yeah, that is true.
So, if this is a swimmer, like, indoor swimmer, I can see that working for you. But if you are going to go outside, if you're going to be near water and you are directing in water, why? Why this project? Why did you choose this one?
Yeah, maybe she's confronting her fears, you know?
Yeah, I think, honestly, I'm very excited about it because it's got all of our favorites. It's got sexual identity issues. It's got grief. It's got drugs.
Check.
It's got abusive home. It's got sport.
Sport.
And it's going to be set in the PNW, which is, like, honestly, yeah, that sounds like all our shit. So I'm excited.
Yeah, that sounds like a movie for us, certainly. So go off.
I think that it only makes sense after, I won't say this long, because she's incredibly young.
Yeah.
But she's been working in Hollywood since she was, like, a very young child, that it makes sense to me that she would inevitably want to get behind the camera. So I love that. I'm very excited for her.
now that I'm thinking about it too, she did that one short film that was also water related, right? Come Swim.
Okay, Kristen, what the
So
fuck?
what's going on, Kristen? What's
Maybe
the truth?
her therapist is like, yeah, we just need to like immerse you.
Yeah, this needs to be a fully immersive experience for you to get over.
Yeah, that's curious. Curious how that is.
Interesting.
Very interesting. We have a couple of questions this week. The first of which is from our unofficial intern.
Thank you, Taylor. Which
is of the main characters in What We Do in the Shadows. Who, in your opinion, would play which Cullen in Twilight?
Oh, gosh.
Oh, Taylor.
Oh, this is so good.
This is a great question. I appreciate you asking this. I always forget that fucking Beanie Feldstein was in this for like a hot second.
That was, what a moment. What an era.
I know.
Love it.
I think Guillermo is obviously going to be part of this.
Yeah.
I think because of the fact that he, like, knows things, right, but he's not included, a part of me wants to either say Jasper,
right,
or Carlisle.
I think a Jasper would make sense.
Because he's like, he knows what's up.
Right.
Like, he's intelligent and smart, but everyone else is like, yeah, fuck you. Like, we don't...
It's like, we got it. He's like, but...
Yeah.
What the...
We're not actually gonna, like, listen to you, though.
Oh, man. This might be a wild card. But
okay.
What if not just Edward? But, like, in the most dirtbag version of him, you know? Like,
100%.
The super hardcore music in the car, not want to talk to anyone.
Yes, I agree. What is the energy-sucking one? Oh, Colin Robinson. Duh, I knew that.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay. No, okay. I think I got it.
Yeah.
Colin Robinson is Jasper.
Okay.
Guillermo is Carlisle.
Okay.
That feels
right.
Right.
That feels safe.
That feels right to
me. That feels good.
Laszlo is Emmett.
Yeah.
Because, like, you remember that volleyball episode?
Oh, right. It's big Emmett vibes, for sure.
It is. It's big Emmett vibes.
Yeah. Just
and
beef.
Nandor is... He is, like, a lovey, but he's also, like, wants to be in front of the camera.
Yeah. A little showy.
He is. He's very showy. Maybe he's Rosalie.
Yeah, maybe he's... Honestly?
Am I the drama?
Yeah, literally.
That feels right to me.
I do like that.
Okay. That's what I'm settling on.
Yeah.
Okay. Taylor, that's our final. We're locking in our answers.
Also, could you imagine Emmett wearing, like, that stupid little top hat and, like...
Oh, my God.
Like the coat and stuff. Little cane.
What I would give.
I love that. That might be his best version of his life, you know? If he leaned into that.
Truly. If they could actually turn into bats by saying bat... Yeah. Just for one day, that would be amazing. Yeah. I will get to this prediction in a moment. We have a backstory, but it is not a new backstory. It is a follow-up from last week.
Yeah, we got a follow-up up here.
As a refresher, not just for you, but also for our fellow listeners, last week we received an email, previously on... we received an email from Danae, who, TLDR, named their kids after Emmett and Rosalie.
So that's it. That's the vibe.
And based on this email, I can take that somewhere in our conversation last week, we asked for an analysis of why.
Oh, you specifically.
Oh, well...
You were literally like, can you tell us what vibes they have? And are they like Emmett or Rosalie? That is exactly what you said. Okay, I'm going to run back the tape.
Okay, so I might have asked if their vibes fit the names. Can you imagine? I would definitely say that to someone in person, so I stand by my truth.
Just don't try to rewrite history.
I wonder
why Danae was so forward with this follow-up. I wonder. There's no way of knowing.
I don't know of what you speak. So Danae sent this very thorough Word doc with a lot of reasons of why baby Emmett is like Emmett Cullen and why Ella is just like Rosalie Hill.
Great.
Would you like to give some of the reasons of why Emmett is just like Emmett.
Sure. We got chaotic good. Important.
Perfect. Great.
Is always trying to fight everyone and is constantly apologizing for it. What about my sister? Frowny face. Man face. Mercury and Aries. All right. We'll run into a wall, laugh, and then do it again. And then this quote, "Hey mom, I broke the TV again. Look how fast I can run."
Oh my god.
And he literally never stops. And Danae is very tired.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Can confirm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And we have why Ella is just like Rosalie Hill. Okay. This chart. Holy fire. An Aries sun, Leo moon, Leo rising.
All right.
Today I'm very sorry. That's so much pride in one little body. It's seriously so beautiful. And when you tell her so, she says, yeah. Stands in the back of the line for the bus so she can look back at me and wave dramatically.
Stop.
This is a quote exchange. "Hey mom, how do I look?" "Mom, look at my dress." "Mom, you're not looking at me." Constantly rolling her eyes. "My brother called Emmett whiny and Ella got so mad about it that she tried to break his glass."
Oh no.
The response of when I told her she couldn't have ice cream for breakfast was, "I can't believe you're doing this to me."
I love that. I love that.
These two sound like a riot.
Yeah, truly
together.
Great vibes.
So, wow. Amazing. Thank
Incredible.
you.
We're here.
When we last read Vampire Academy, I keep wanting to say Vampire Diaries. That's a different...
No, a whole different
They probably
thing.
have books.
I think they do have books. Yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
The Bond Babes went to the mall. They did a mall thing. There was mall vibes. Also, Rose died for like a second.
Yeah. Ate shit a
And,
little bit.
and just ate shit, just died just a little. And then it did end up very dramatic at the end.
Yeah.
There. We did get some predictions from one of our patrons, Chris, who said... for these chapters, I'm now making my prediction that the Bond Babes will kiss in the next 2 chapters, or we will have another dead animal. Thanks, Ferrero Rocher. Which I would...
Listen, you got good odds, you know.
I would prefer to call Richelle from now on is Ferrero Rocher.
Yeah, Ferrero Rocher. Ferrero Rocher Mead.
So, those are great predictions.
Yes.
Could you tell us where we are picking up at in chapter 19?
Absolutely. Things are still quite dramatic.
Well,
because Lissa had a little bit of a episode last chapter, and things are not going super well in that department.
Yeah, she did a self-hit.
A self-hit in like a very bad way, which is not great. And Rose keeps having these internal things and like, we all would have been better off if she hadn't saved me. Like, I feel all this guilt and I don't deserve it and whatever. And they're all just chilling in this very scary clinic while she's losing her mind a little bit about making sure her friend is safe and that she's good. And it's traumatic.
Yes, all the bad things, it seems like.
Yeah, Lissa is unconscious. Clearly, Lissa is unconscious, not doing super hot, and the only thing she's really saying is, like, talking about Christian.
Yeah.
They're having this, like, back and forth of being like, hey, like, this is bad. I want to make sure you're good. This is obviously taking a lot of energy from you, and it makes you go a little bit nutty, like...
Right.
And she's just like, well, they're just gonna... If I talk to anyone, they're gonna take me away, like Miss Carp. I'm going to be seen as some villain or some sort of, like, person beyond help or whatever.
Ooh.
And it's not great. Not great. Not wrong,
right.
Perhaps, but not
wrong,
great.
But not great.
Not a great way to think about things.
Yeah.
When she gets out, Rose is just kind of, like, now meandering kind of around the campus, feeling very lost, feeling like not really knowing what's going on. And there's still these fucking rumors of the quote-unquote blood whore situation going about, which I hate that I have to keep saying that. Richelle. Ferrero Richelle.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's
not a good thing.
It's not great. And then we get real bad. It gets real bad. Because everyone's speculating. Because also, this school fucking loves gossip. We know this. Every time something remotely interesting happens, they're like vultures. So we get this whole gossip nightmare of like speculating what happened with Lissa. And the suggestions and the assumptions are wild. They're like, oh, is she pregnant? Or like, oh, is there like...
God, it was so bad.
It's off, like, the worst things. Meanwhile, Rose is trying to, like, keep a fucking brave face out here and just try to, like, not tell anyone about anything. Just make sure that Liz is good, you know? And just getting accosted with all this fucking hootenanny out here of these fucking kids. Of all these kids being like, can you tell us what happened? What happened? And she's like, fuck off. Can we just give her a fucking break? Has she not gone through enough?
She has definitely been through enough.
Absolutely.
That's for sure.
Jesus. And it keeps, like, escalating. And it's like, everyone just shut up.
The other thing that really shocked me, I think, during, I guess, kind of this, like, fight between the two of them.
Yeah.
Is, and I don't know if this is, like, Richelle's way of communicating conflict, but... This is the second time that Rose has had to share a, like, quote, revelation with Lissa.
Yeah.
And I found this very odd because I know that Rose is kind of, like, in this time period where she's having a lot of, like, epiphanies.
Right.
But also, like, Lissa is incredibly intelligent and intuitive as well. I would argue that she would have to be with the powers that she has.
Right.
And so I'm not sure if this is Richelle's way of communicating that, like, with the powers that are the way that she's using her powers, that Lissa is kind of, like, becoming all consuming and, like, not able to be as intuitive. Oh yeah, I forgot the other part too, where Rose was, like, being sus about medication.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh.
I will say, in one, I found that odd that it would work on vampires.
Yeah.
But, like, go off.
Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah.
Love
Listen,
your
they
universe.
got mental illness like the rest of us, you know? And other ailments, issues.
I don't doubt that vampires have mental illness. Because, of course, they would. Cryptids are just like us. Cryptids, they're just like us.
Hey.
What is interesting to me is that medication would actually work on their bodies.
Right. You would think, like, magic. Or a dove or something.
Yes.
Like some weird parable would be the medicine.
Right, exactly. That the magic would work. Now, here's the part that I think is super fucked up. Fucking Jeremy with his asthma attack.
Yeah, Jeremy really makes a whole big stink on this whole thing, you know?
Just fucking everything up. Because, of course, there would have to be someone in the clinic at the same time when not only Rose is having an issue.
Fully, yeah.
But
almost dying.
Dimitri is, like, carrying Lissa in, just, like, fully comatose. And it's like... God, get out of here, Jeremy. Take a puff of your inhaler. Why didn't you have it on you? Get out of here.
Yeah, it seems like a you problem.
Yeah. We have to deal with the princess, so fuck off, Jeremy.
There are other things happening, Jeremy.
Here's the issue that I have a question with. In theory, the Academy and the other academies worldwide do a really good job of keeping a lock on the vampire secret. They don't do a really good job of confidentiality of their students.
No, they, like, everyone's just wandering around everywhere, right? Like, Rose constantly is, like, on quote-unquote house arrest, but she is usually just vibing in other places, hanging out with other people. And then on this fancy night at the dance or whatever, Mason just, like, pulls up and is like, hey, we should just get out of here and go to the dance and then fuck around at a party afterwards.
Right.
And she's like, yeah, bet. All right, cool. Nobody's on guard. There's no one in the hallway. No one outside of her door. I feel like they made such a big deal about her thing. They'd be like, people posted up, you know.
You'd think.
They're just like, No, let's just, why not? Nobody's going to know. And if they do, what are they going to do?
The issue prior to the dance is that, like, Lissa and Rose have a tiff, right? Lissa's like, get out of my head. Mm-hmm. I can't believe that you would see me literally dying and ask for help. Fuck off.
Right.
Rude.
Yeah.
And Rose is like, listen, ma'am, I'm already drowning in enough self-pity as it is. Stop.
Yeah, like, I feel worse than anyone right now. You don't have to try.
And so they're both, in a tiff at this time. And what I found super interesting about all of this is that, like, because of the fact that, for the most part, almost all of the school at this point is under Lissa's compulsion, they follow her lead. And essentially...
It's not great when you need help.
No, because, like, for most of the day prior to the dance, Rose says something about, like, walking around like a ghost, for the most part.
Yeah.
Except for fucking Mia.
Yeah, she has this fucking fight with Mia. Or Mia is picking a fight with Rose. Rose is just like, I'm just trying to live my day here. Yes. Can we just relax?
Mia reminds me a lot of, like, a little fucking poodle or something. Yes. Little dog, big bark, and it's like, can you just stop, please?
Or, like, just, like, the worst chihuahua you've ever met, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's the vibe. But, yeah, so she's giving off that energy because, as everyone in the schools want to do, they want to gossip and see what the fuck happened.
Right.
So Mia's playing a big game being like, she doesn't even like you anymore. Like, she left you for all of her new friends that are popular and cool. So, like, maybe you should get back at her and, like, tell me what happened. Like, did she get pregnant? Did she have an abortion? Like, why is she in there? And it's like, Mia. Can we fucking chill, please?
I really wanted to feel for you last episode. And to be fair, I did.
Yeah.
Because fuck Andre.
Yeah, Andre, as we learned, bad dude.
Bad dude. But also, Mia, you're a bad dude.
Yeah, right. In this case, dudes don't rock.
Dudes don't rock. No.
So I'm sorry.
She's so annoying, and I still don't really understand, like, what Ferrero Rocher's point of having Mia in this story is. Because it's clear that Mia is not the big bad. She's supposed to be the red herring throughout all of this. So why? Is she just supposed to remind us that high school is hell? Because we didn't... Stop. I think everyone knows.
We're adding layers, I guess, to this sort of situation in her character. But it's, like, not enough that's, like, warrants it existing at all. You know? Like, it just feels like, oh, we always gotta have one, like, anti-person and just be, like... someone you're always trying to, like, get a razz on or whatever. And, like, but it's like, why even invest in, like, having all these different plot lines and arcs throughout this whole thing be, like, tied back to her in a way when she's not even that compelling and, like, moving the story forward in any successful way. Like, what?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't get it.
I have questions.
What I am interested in, though, is academy full of vampires that want to get fucking drunk and gyrate
vampires
all
are
night.
getting litty. Mason brings Rose. Rose is wearing that hot ass dress.
Yes.
And also, while they're walking down the fucking hallway and see teachers and Dimitri, they're all like, "Yeah, I see that's fine. I know you are not allowed to do anything, but also, I guess whatever duty calls." So they're on their way. And these kids are getting fucking drunk. Everyone's grinding on each other. It seems like a terrible, terrible time.
It does. It sounds awful, especially because of the fact that Rose makes a point to mention that all of the upperclassmen are not dancing. But it's like the opposite of how it is in every other high school, where the younger kids are, like, off in the corner being awkward and the older ones are fucking on the dance floor.
Yeah, literally.
This one, all of the younger classmen are on the dance floor and the upperclassmen are standing off on the side just waiting for a time to sneak off and drink. And Rose does make a point of, like, well, if Alyssa's going to be rude and I don't have to worry about her tonight, then I'm going to get drunk off my ass and hang out with Mason.
Yeah, like I'm gonna party with Mason, and it's gonna be great.
Right.
I do have a qualm though that she says an ugh before talking about disco balls in the room, which makes me personally offended.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't love it, but I respect your opinion. Whatever. Then we get this wild fucking confrontation.
Okay, agreed.
Shit gets weird very fast. It appears that Mason has sort of orchestrated an intervention with Jesse and Ralph.
He's pulled in a lot of favors from a lot of people.
Apparently cashed in a lot of checks. Like, really has gone heavy for this. And is basically going like, hey, you better apologize to her, Busters. Like, you better fucking say you were wrong and none of those things happen. And at some point, like, Rose is like, okay, like, at this point I don't really need an apology. Like, it's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I know I didn't do it. It's fine. But then Mason prods a little bit more, and it's like, well, tell them why you did it.
Right.
And they're all just like, what? And apparently, Mia, like, bribed them sexually and had sex with both of them while, well, I guess we'll get to the next chapter, but she had sex with both of them.
Yes.
To be like, hey, spread this rumor. I'll do it if you do that for me. And it's like, what?
And they're both, like, looking uneasily at Rose.
Yeah, they definitely feel, like,
this.
uncomfortable with the situation.
While it is very important to note that Rose is wearing the titular underscore on
the
tip.
dress that creates religions.
Yes, the one that could create religions, black dress.
Yeah.
The
one that makes her hampier boobs shine.
But she mentions when she runs into Dimitri earlier that, like, only her body could hold up.
Right. Yeah. Only her and her sexy black her sexy boobs that no Moroi could ever grow by themselves.
And so everyone apparently that looks at her today is just like, yeah, I'll confess all my secrets.
They're just going auga, like, fully.
Right, exactly. Just like fucking, what is the Roger Rabbit, like, eyes out kind of thing?
Oh, yeah. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
All these boys are just losing it.
Exactly. So, great.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that we all knew that, like, Mia was behind this. I just didn't think that she needed to do this sexually.
Yeah, it just seemed like a weird... I feel like you have other things to offer if you'd like.
Right.
That
Lead,
just feels
maybe?
Like, yeah, perhaps.
Like, seems like you all need a lot of goods on this high school campus. That's far, like, 2 hours away from Missoula, of all things.
Yeah. So, maybe would have been tight, you know? That probably would have been very easy for that.
Yeah, fucking maybe get these guys an Xbox or something.
Yeah.
Maybe that would work, but you know what?
Maybe just get them some natty lights, you know? They're very easy
to please. Get them a Four Loko.
Historically, easy to please.
And
especially if you're in a weird, like, boarding school away from everything.
Exactly.
You don't have to have sex with them.
Right.
Both of them.
There's different ways to make friends and influence people.
Right. Yeah. So I've heard. Yeah, I think that...
You know, fuck it. Spend $2. Get them some Arizona tea. You know? Those fuckers last a while.
That's it. That's how they'll do it. Yeah, absolutely. That's the way.
Bucket hat, Arizona tea, and the Rumor CD by Lindsay Lohan. You made friends for life there.
Absolutely. Maybe a longboard or something. Fuck it, you know? Like,
oh, God.
Go off.
So it becomes pretty clear, right, throughout this next chapter, that not only is Mia conniving for some fucking reason, but she hates Rose and Lissa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But we do finally, personally, get the part that I have been looking for throughout all of this, which is some fucking fighting action.
Oh my God. It gets brutal very quickly, and I appreciate it.
Yes.
Very much.
So there is
because homegirl straight up punches her in the face.
But not before Lissa and Rose are making...
Oh, they have their tip. Yeah.
They are making eyes at each other, but over their shoulders and across the room.
Right. Very sexy. Very fruity.
Lots of longing, lots of regret.
Yearning. Yes.
So they're in, like, different social groups right now, because both of them aren't talking to each other.
They're having a little tiff.
And Rose is like, okay, whatever, I'll keep talking to you, Mason. You're gonna get me to this party later. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Except when Mia walks over to Aaron and Lissa, who I keep forgetting Aaron's there. It's fine.
I know. Aaron is still a character, and he's still somehow dating Lissa.
He could just be a cardboard person, and it would...
He is literally Flat Stanley.
Literally.
Just chilling at the dance.
Yeah.
Because it seems that, like, the rumor is spreading, right, of this... Because Mason is, like, really being like, oh, isn't that so cool that I got them to tell you that? Isn't that fucking sick? It was not your boobs. It was totally me. And she's like, yeah, for sure. Thank you. I appreciate it. And he's like, well, we can't really, like, probably shouldn't tell other people right now. Maybe wait till Monday.
Oh, yeah, because we don't want to ruin the vibes.
Don't want to ruin the vibes of the dance, you know, because we're having a very good time.
Right.
Everyone is, fully. But then both of them are like, well, these freshmen are going to think we're really cool if we do tell them as hot guys. So we will do that and just let nature take its course.
Yeah,
and then it does. And in such quick succession, Mia just storms up to Lissa and Aaron and being like, you bitch, like, I hate you, like, how dare you with this. And then it gets, like, really personal, and, like, there's an inclination here that she does know actually what happened to Lissa, which is setting off alarms in Rose's head.
Enough that like, Rose thinks that, like, Mia got Lissa's medical records from that day.
Right. Yeah.
Which,
like,
what the
there's
fuck?
something is going on.
Yeah.
And it makes her very scared. But yeah, she's yelling at her so hard, and then Rose comes up, is like, hey, and just fucking thwacks her in the face.
My favorite quote of the book so far is Rose saying, I'm not really good with impulse control. And then proceeding to smack Mia so hard, she falls into other people, getting blood from her nose everywhere.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And it's a beautiful exit scene too, because she knew going into it that being like, yeah, I'm gonna get in trouble for this. I'm already on thin ice.
Yeah,
here,
fuck it.
But I do want to punch her in the face so bad, more than anything I've ever wanted. So I am gonna do that. And these two like guards or whatever take her back by the shoulders and some shit, and she's just like letting them do it. She's just like dragging back and is like, whatever. Like,
I love it.
This is it. I'm not ashamed. I don't have no regrets.
Because she didn't really want to go to that party later on anyways.
Exactly.
So she's like,
seemed
fuck
like
it.
It seemed like a not great time.
Yeah.
Go out in a blaze of glory, you know?
While those people are, like, escorting her back, presumably to her room, there's several things are happening. One, Mia's having a conniption fit.
Yes.
Krova's, like, going over and making sure that she's stopped bleeding everywhere, because they're going to have to handle that. Lissa's also running out of the room and is, like, freaking out. Yeah. And also, Rose is being escorted out the room, presumably in opposite directions. And so, one of the things I think that is the smartest thing of the night is Rose yells out to Christian and is like, Christian, I know that you're lurking out in the shadows, you weird-ass creep.
I know you are in some corner somewhere.
Stop hanging out by the broom, you weirdo. Go after her. And he's like,
go help our girl.
So go. And then the end of this chapter is V-weird.
Yeah.
In a way, and you would be like, hey, this book so far has covered a lot of weird shit, but, like, this is dealing with a kind of magic that we haven't seen. Mm-hmm. Well, it's compulsion, but it's a different method of compulsion that we haven't quite seen yet, which is odd. Which I find very interesting.
This, like, scene, because now she's on full high security house now. But she's channeling, going back into Lissa's brain.
Yes.
And seeing that something's wrong with Christian.
Yeah. He was, like, there and calming her, and they were, like, in the church. But then something happened.
And then immediately, like, what? the fuck? So she, like, snaps back in Alyssa's body, and there's, like, feeling all of her very scared emotions, and there's all these just fucking people around them in the chapel, just bursting up, coming up through the floorboards or whatever, and then Christian just, like, he's got little fire fingers just going off, razzle-dazzling them with fire out of his hands, and she's like, what the fuck? Sorry, what is happening?
And all of these people that are there who attacked Christian and are trying to, like, bind and gag Lissa, not in, like, a sexual way, but, like, in a, like, you are my like prisoner way.
Yeah, like a taking her way. Yeah.
Are saying that they're guardians. Right. And they're like, no, princess, like, don't worry, we're
this is, you're under orders, like, let's go.
They're like, no, don't forget, hey, we're buying you because we're trying to keep you safe. No, we're gagging you because we're trying to keep you
safe.
Us. Don't worry.
We are so trustworthy. I know you've never seen any of our faces before, but we definitely work here and work for you. So.
And it feels like in this moment, Rose is like, wait a second, this happened before.
Right, like, hold on. But this does give me familiar memories.
Yeah, but, like, before she could even make that connection, something that it seems like has never happened before happens where she was pulled out of Lissa's brain.
Yeah.
And not, like, Lissa doing
like the disconnection. Like, she's fully out.
Yeah.
You know, in that way. Being, like, not her own, shaking herself out, you know?
Yeah. And
then she gets horny.
This is the part that's it's weird, but it's also, it makes me uncomfy to read it.
It's not a great first scene between the two of them.
No.
You know, because, like, there's a lot of things going on here, but she, like, has this voice in her head, which is like, you gotta go, Dimitri, you were so horny, dog, just fucking try it, just go, let's see what's up, like, shoot your shot, you know?
Yeah.
And she's like, you know what? I know I just witnessed fully trauma shit right now,
my
but I think I am going to act on those instincts.
Is in trouble.
My bond babe is fully in danger right now, but I'm sure she'll take care of herself. I am just going to fulfill my needs real quick before I do that. So she's, like, going up to his fucking place, and she's banging on a door.
We don't know how she got there. Like, she just
she's, like,
there.
getting pulled in this direction of, like, I had just sensed it, like, this is what the door was going to be, and she's, like, smacking on it or whatever. And he's like, what the fuck? And she's like, it's let me in. It's Lissa. And then he's fully just freshly showered, wearing little PJ bottoms, chest out, and Rose is horny for it.
He's very confused. Absolutely. Until she touches him.
Right, because he's like, oh, what's wrong? Is something wrong with Lissa? And she's like, no, we don't have to worry about that, actually. You are very hot, and let me just touch your chest, because kissing you're so tall I can't without actually bringing you down with me. How about this? And he's like, maybe this isn't the move, but then they're like, well, maybe it is. Well,
and Ferrero Rocher made a point to, like, describe it not in the sense of, like, Dimitri losing control, but describing it like an electric current shot through him.
Something neither of them could have denied. Like some sort of spark, you know?
Yeah, as in...
animalistic instincts, you know?
And it's, from what I'm getting from this, is, like, it's not Rose, and it's not, like, someone is making this happen as a distraction technique. Which sucks. Is not cool.
Not the greatest circumstances.
No, and makes it very hard to read this. It reminds me a lot, I don't know why this is what came to mind when I was reading this, but, like, there's that scene in the OG Sleeping Beauty where Aurora's, like, moving, and she's, like, surrounded by that green. When she's being almost, like, compulsed to, like, touch the spindle. That's what this almost reminded me of. It's, like, she's not doing it out of her own volition.
Right. Very similar.
And so it's, like, why would I enjoy reading this if, like, it's not something that she wanted to do? But anyways, they're both very fixated on the fact that Rose is pretty, and they start kissing each other.
Yeah, Rose can't get enough that Rose is very pretty. She's beautiful even.
Yes. And that's where the, like, chapter ends, is that they are supposedly having sex.
They go to business.
They go to business. Meanwhile, her literal Bond babe is in trouble.
Is dying. Like, fully in trouble. Fully getting somehow escorted somewhere.
Barely been 24 hours, and Alyssa is in trouble again. So, great. Thank you.
Her supposedly two guardians.
I know. And they're
supposed to protect her.
They're busy.
And they're canoodling.
They're under a fucking Victoria's Secret love spell. It's annoying.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah.
But
some sexy wizard is trying to distract them.
It's so annoying. We're getting towards the end of this book, which is weird. But we have chapters 21 and 22 next.
Hell yeah.
So we're getting there.
We're making our way downtown. And
we're reading at a medium pace.
At a very normal pace.
At a very average book club pace. We have some fantastic patrons to thank. Would you like to start us off?
Absolutely. Thank you to Katie Black.
Thank you to Kylie Minty.
Thank you to Alex Dornan.
Thank you to Carrie Goldberg.
Thank you to Mickey Meyer.
Thank you to Rebecca Cullen.
Thank you to Mulch. Great. Mulch.
Thank you to Taylor Brown Town Lautner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you to Danae Swan.
Woo.
Ooh. Ooh.
Thank you to Jasmine Anastasia.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Ooh. Thank you to Cassandra Bomer.
Woo. Thank you to Christian Snyder. Thank you, Christian.
Thank you to Megan Pattinson.
Thank you to Cassandra O'Shea.
Thank you to Rachel Seeker.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Thank you to Ashley Dragomir.
Well.
Oh, yes.
Well. Shout out to Alexandra Ozera.
Ozera.
Ooh. I hardly know her.
Stop. Thank you to Maddie Facinelli.
Thank you to Genevieve Morgan.
Ooh. Thank you to, my mom, your mom, our mom, Kelly Beck.
Mom. Thank you to Sophia Salinger.
Ooh. Thank you to India Peach.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Shout out Lara 40.
Ooh. And last, but certainly not least, thank you to Abby Penn. Calling this a fan fiction feels generous.
Okay, that's a great start.
This was a fan fiction that was sent in by our intern, Taylor Browntown Lautner. It is very small. Very short, very small. This was written by... Taylor made me go to Tumblr for this, so first of all, fuck you. This was written by This Is My Musical Monologue on Tumblr.
Ooh, thank you.
And it is titled Twilight, the Plot Twist. This is written like a play. It's written through dialogue only. And it's very short, it's very sweet, very to the point. So,
great.
Twilight, the Plot Twist. Edward, stage directions, goes to Bella's room through the window. Bella, holy shit, what are you doing? Edward, calm down, it's me, Edward. I wanted to tell you something. Edward, I like you. Bella, silence. Bella, silence. Edward, silence. Bella, get the fuck out, please. Edward, but I like... Bella, Dad! End scene.
Wow.
Very short, very to the point.
I love theater.
I love art and cinema.
Yes.
So just a little moosh bush.
Just a little taste,
Yeah.
Just a little sweet taste.
Just a little something there. So
yeah, a little something.
Until next week, enjoy some reality TV shows for us.
Hell yeah.
Enjoy the Plinko of your life. And
ooh, yes.
I don't know what that is.
Make sure every day is one great game of Plinko.
Oh my god. And as we say here in the Pacific Northwest,
get bit.
And get Plinko'd.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Into the Twilight is an Earbud Media production. You can follow us on Twitter at Into the Twilight or on TikTok at Into the Twilight Show. You can find me at Cody Corral on Twitter and Allie at Alexandria Does. And you can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/Into the Twilight. We have merch, so much stuff. All those links are in the episode description. And make sure to rate and review us on your favorite podcast hosting platform. It really helps the show. Thanks. Bye.
You've been listening to Earbud Media Production. Earbud Media. Audio for everyone.